1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move. Whatever click you choose.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life. I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories. I'm going to drop one on y'all today. If you like the story, subscribe, leave a comment. Most importantly, hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a story, you will be notified ASAP Rocky, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Also, yeah, that's me rapping on the intro. I gas. Do not get it twisted. The flow is none like Curtis Blow. If you want to check out the rest of my music or some of my stories, go to my YouTube playlist. My music is up under gas stations. I got some of my stories organized by topics, and I'm sure you'll definitely find something that you like. Now, let's hop up into this story right here. So this story right here is about the cell soldier that got away. Now, for those of you guys not familiar with the term cell soldier, the term cell soldier is a person who is basically from the security and safety of their locked in cell. They talking stuff, they talking trash, possibly being disrespectful, something like that, right? So this story takes place in Ironwood, 2003. So initially I was on C Yard. We end up getting into a riot with the Bloods. My homeboy from my hood, Kiki, happened to get into it with his celly Wino. Wino, I believe, was from Seven Trees, which is a Crip gang in San Jose. My little homeboy, Kiki, was a Crip. So they was in the cell. They kept having problems. Eventually, they got into it. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop. My homeboy, Kiki, put mitts all on him, you know what I'm saying? And they left the stuff alone. We eventually got Kiki moved out the cell. So Kiki come get at me and tell me about a month or two after the fight. Suddenly, his ex-celly Wino is mad dogging him every time he see him in the chow hall. So I tell Kiki, the next time that happened, come get at me, man. We'll go holler at him. I told him, don't go get at the homies Chances, Vindog, rest in peace, and none of those dudes, because those dudes are extremely with the business, and they gonna possibly take the situation to somewhere it ain't gotta go. Long story short, it happened again, and Kiki go and do the exact opposite of what I told him to do. He go get the homie Chances, who was extremely militant, extremely with the business, a line pusher. Chances was a laid-back, cool dude, but he didn't like being disrespected, and he wasn't gonna disrespect nobody. So they go push up on Wino. Now when they push up on him, you know, they strapped up, they got them things on him, they got them Kisus, Heats, you know, Banky Pound, call it Bethlehams, and they kind of, you know, they push up on him on the track, and they kind of flank him, and Kiki ask him, hey man, what's up? You know, what's cracking? So anyway, long story short, Wino, he see the play, he see the homies, you know, looking around, they got him outflanked, he already know what it is, the homie Thumper, rest in peace from Moreno Valley. He don't want no problems. Later on, a Blood come get at Chances and say, hey man, I see what happened out there. If something happened, but you know, with those dudes, it should be one-on-one. Okay, stop right there. This is a Blood coming in, getting into the altercation with two Crips that ain't really got nothing to do with him, you know what I'm saying? LA Blood, one of the Crips was from up north, like I say, the other was the homie from IE. So, you know, in my opinion, the Blood who came and approached Chances had a problem with Chances. They had you know, some differences on some issues before, and he was just looking for a way to cut into chances or whatever. Long story short, behind that, a riot ensued, with us and the Bloods. When I did the story originally, I got a lot of comments from the Bloods saying this, saying that, but I tripped on how none of them never addressed the fact that, the one Blood came and got in some Crip business. So anyway, we end up going to the hole. Like I said, man, Chances was extremely militant, want to work out all the time, read all these militant books and stuff like that. And he was cool to be around for a bit, but, that wasn't my program, man. I'm more of a laid back type of guy or whatever. So like I said, we all go to the hole. I don't know how many of us, maybe about 15, 16 homies, maybe, I don't know how many Bloods they took to the hole, maybe 10, 15, I don't know. But they happened to put me in the cell first. In one of the cells first. So now I'm kind of looking to see which one of the homies they gonna send up there. I'm damn sure hoping it ain't Chances, And I be damn, man, here come Chances. Walking up the stairs, come to the cell. Hey, what's going on, homie? Yeah, okay, yeah, man. So he come up in there, he gets situated. And Chances, like I say, he was always militant, always with the business. That's a picture of him right there. This riot happened maybe somewhere around, I don't know, July, somewhere around there. He kept saying on the yard, oh, yeah, homie, we probably ain't gonna make it through the summer, homie. Yeah, we probably won't make it through the summer. So he was always ready and prepared for war. His thing was to always, go get the knives and go handle business. And up until that point, the way he programmed and the way he talked, I thought he was a lifer, because he was always ready to go stab somebody. He wasn't playing. He was really with the business. And I just assumed that he was a lifer. But this is, like I said, in 2003. At that time, he was around 42, 43. He had been doing time for a long time. And that's just the way he programmed, And so anyway, we in the cell. We start getting situated, making our beds and stuff like that. Then at some point he says, yeah, homie, we'll just chill today. We'll just kick back and relax for the rest of the day. But tomorrow, homie, we'll, I know how to roll the mattresses up. We can make weights up in here and start exercising, stuff like that, homie. Get our workout out the way. Now, back on the yard, he used to exercise 2 times a day. He'd come out in the morning. He'd do burpees one day for about an hour. The next day, he'd do burpees for about 2.5 hours. One day was a light day. The next day was the hard day. And then after that, around 12, he'd come out and go to the weight pile and do the pull-ups and the dips and all that type of stuff. Now, I did me some pull-ups and dips, but I wasn't with all them burpees. But like I said, this dude was an extremist, right? And so I'm thinking like, damn, man, because it's summertime. It's hot as hell. I don't know if I mentioned that we are in Blythe, California, Ironwood. Hot as hell. In the summertime, it's probably about easy 102, 103 at 6:30 in the morning. So around 12, 1 o'clock, it's already burning up. It's probably about 110, 115, depending on that day, So, and like I say, we in the hole. We waiting to hear this. We waiting to hear this, the findings from this riot that we didn't got in. We ain't got a lot of food back there. They not feeding much. And so, it's too hot for all that mess, right? But, this is the type of individual this dude was, man. He didn't care about the situation. He gonna program and, he gonna do what he do all the time, regardless of whatever situation. So, now as we moved in, just so happened to our right, I forget what cell I was in, there was a white dude there. I come to find out later, his name was Josh. Now, I know I done told a few stories and the white people's name was Josh, but I guess that's just a popular name, So anyway, now, as we moving in or as we're actually in the cell, at some time, some other white dude screamed up to Josh, hey, bro, hey, dude, who just moved in next door to you, bro? Josh comes to the door and says something like, I don't know, dude, it's some toads, or something like that. I can't remember if toads was the exact word that he used, but whatever word he used, it was extremely disrespectful and derogatory towards blacks. And, there's really no straight out beef with blacks and whites, blacks or Hispanics, just automatically in the hole and stuff. So for him to come to the tier door and disrespect basically us and our race over the tier was foul. But, we didn't say nothing. We left it alone. So maybe about a day or two later, all of a sudden, I hear something fly up under my door. So I get down there and I look. I see that Josh is fishing out there on the tier. Now, what fishing is, it's a way that when you have convicts locked up and we're trapped or in the cell, it's a way that we use like a clothesline or you can cut like a piece of your bed sheet. Some people take a long string up out of their boxers. You twine it, make it real tough and strong. You hook a little contraption to it that's known as a card to give you some weight. You slide it up under the door, and it's a real ingenious way to pass materials like coffee, books, notes, stuff like that. So you got to flatten down. Normally we might flatten down our milk carton, put some soap in there to add weight, and that way you can sling it up under the door, get it to where you got to go. Sometimes people can assist you, maybe 5 or 6 cells down. They'll grab it, throw it further. And like I say, it's a real ingenious way to get items that you want to get in the hole. So anyway, his car is trapped up under our door. So he's pulling on it. So I see it, and due to the disrespectful comment that he made earlier the day before or whatever, I wasn't gonna help him. His car is stuck right there. So eventually he comes to the vent. He says in the vent, "Hey neighbors, hey dude, can you help me out a little bit? I'm fishing and my car's stuck." So we don't even answer him. We just sit there and play dumb or whatever. Then he comes back again, maybe about 10 seconds later. "Hey neighbors, hey dude, I'm next door. My name's Josh. I'm fishing and my car's stuck. Can you give me some help?" So we don't say nothing. So he knocks on the vent and stuff, I guess assuming that maybe we was sleeping there, we couldn't hear him or whatever. So he go through this a couple of times. Eventually, Marcelli Chances, he jumps up, he goes to the vent. He said, "Hey man, listen, you disrespected our race yesterday over the tier, man. You don't have nothing coming, man. We ain't got no help for you." I forget what Josh said, So we left it at that. So now, like a day or two later, sometimes you in the hole, you might hear a person say, "Hey, yeah, this is K-Loke down here in cell 105, man. I'm getting ready to bust off, 100 burpees for the respect out of the black car," or whatever. Or you may hear Essay get on the window and say, "Hey man, I'm a bust out, X amount of burpees for the Southern United Raza," or whatever. You see the white dudes doing the same thing. So now all of a sudden, Josh, he comes to the door. "This is Josh," in whatever cell he was in. I forget the name of the cell. "And I'm getting ready to bust down 118 burpees for the wood pile." So then he starts doing his burpees, 1. He'd do the burpee, come to the door. 2. Then he'd keep on going all the way till he got to 118. Now, I'm assuming that 118, the reference about that specific number is that W is the 18th letter in the alphabet. So that's why he's gonna do 118. So now he's counting, now he gets to, he gets in the upper number. So now he's 86. He'll do his burpee. 87. Then he comes to the door. 88 for the hate. So so what he's doing now is he's saying 88 for the hate. And so the specific number about, and when he gets to 88, he'd always put emphasis on it. Then he'd scream, "For the hate!" And so he's trying to antagonize us because 88 is H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. And so 88 for some, white gangs is a symbol that is a number that symbolizes Hitler. Hail Hitler or whatever. And so this is why he's screaming 88 for the hate, trying to antagonize us, but we sat back, we didn't say nothing, we just listened to the dude. Really, he's a clown in our mind. Because also at some point later on, we end up staying in the hole maybe about 3 months, or at least I did. At some point in time, we hear the dude at the door laughing and clowning with this particular CO. I failed to mention at the start of the story that Josh also had a big Band-Aid on one of his eyes. And so come to find out, listening, when Josh is talking to this CO, Josh happened to be on the yard, on the whole yard, in the hole. You know, when you go to the yard in the hole, you go now. Back then, you would go with your race. So it was all white dudes out there. I guess at some point in time, there was a white dude out there who needed to be disciplined. Now, Josh probably too was maybe about 21, 22 years old, maybe about 5'10", 160, real skinny dude, you know. So Josh listened to this story. They out there on the yard. I guess they had a white dude who was coming to the yard as well, who needed to be disciplined. And so one day when they're all out there on the yard, beep, boop, beep, 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 boop, beep, bop, boop. You know, 3 or 4 white dudes jump on this one white guy that needs to be disciplined. So the guard is hollering, get down, stop, get down, get down. They won't stop fighting. They beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, beep, boop. They on his helmet, though, they out there mixing. And so the guard in the tower shoots what's known as a block gun. A block gun shoots these wooden projectiles, and they come extremely fast. And I guess the projectile from the block gun hit Josh in the eye. End up putting his eye out. You know, dude lost his sight. So he's on the door every now and then when the particular CO who happened to be working in the tower at that time shot him in the eye. And that's when they're laughing and clowning. You know, he's laughing and clowning with the CO. You know, this same CO who has basically put this dude's eye out and you know, turned him into a one-eyed man for life. You know, and so especially Marcelli Chances, he really despise this dude even more for that. Here you are, this dude has, you know, crippled you pretty much, disabled you, and shot you in your eye, and you guys are now on the tier laughing and talking, and the CO was making jokes about it. Well, yeah, you know, I had to shoot you and blah blah blah. And I think he may have told him he didn't mean to hit him in the eye, but still in all, Marcelli Chances really despise this dude for, you know, he said, man, listen to this punk. This dude, this is the man who crippled this dude, and he's over there laughing and joking. Man, you know, man, that dude is a real punk. You know, Chances, like I said, he took his life, he took his health, he took all that serious. You know, he'd always say, homie, I only got one life, homie. I only got one life. He was really adamant about keeping security on himself, keeping security on the homies when they don't be over there doing burpees and stuff like that. And you know, he loved to say, like I said, you only got one life, man, so he can't play with it. So he took his health, he took his survival extremely serious, you know. And he really despised this dude, Josh, for laughing and joking with the police, as well as being disrespectful toward us for no apparent reason, you know. And knowing that when you're in the hole, you're always gonna get handcuffed and escorted when you leave your cell. Before you even leave your cell, they have a little food slot. They open the food slot. You have to turn around in the cell. First you have to take your boxers off, strip out, undress, lift your feet up, you know, show them that you don't have any weapons, anything like that. Then you have to stick your hands through that food slot. They handcuff you. Then they'll close that food slot, then tell the guard to open up the tower and let you out like that. So, open up the cell. So anywhere you go when you're in the hole, you're escorted, you're handcuffed. That goes for everybody, you know, you and your cellie, all that stuff. So, matter of fact, if you have a cellie, when they come to handcuff you and escort you and take you somewhere, both you guys have to put on handcuffs, have to cuff up before that cell door comes open. So I said all that to say that Josh knew that he'd never have a chance to meet up with us. We'd never have a chance to confront him or even be in the same vicinity with him where we wasn't handcuffed, you know, because he was going to the white yard, we was going to the black yard, a different yard and stuff like that, you know. But you know, he still do his little stuff from time to time, his burpees, 88 for the hate and all this stuff. But I never got a chance to bump into Josh. Eventually I left the hole. I was found not guilty, and I never seen Josh, man. But if I had have seen Josh anytime during that time, man, it definitely probably would have been a riot jumped off, because I definitely would have hopped on his helmet, gave him some lefts and rights. If you know, I don't know why he was in the hole, but if he had got released to the same yard that I was released on, You know, I definitely would have seen him, definitely would have put my hands on him for the disrespect, win, lose, or draw. You know, it definitely was disrespectful and, in my opinion, a real coward move. But I never did run across Josh, so that's the story right there about the cell soldier who got away. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.